What's poppin', man? It's your boy Big Sauce. Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Sauce McKenzie, the Concrete Genius. It's been a minute, but y'all know how I get down, no excuses. Welcome to the show, man. I hope everybody been good. Of course, face looking real clear, nice and neat, smooth, like a newborn baby. You know what I'm saying? Like Gary Coleman. That's because I've been abstaining from drinking, smoking. Of course, I already don't eat meat. I ain't been eating a lot of junk. I mean, I snack a lot, but I just snack healthily. You know what I'm saying? I got a habit of snacking, so I like snacks. They be healthy though. And other than that, everything Gucci, man. Literally. It's been a blessed day, blessed week, blessed life. If you ain't got a copy of my book, Game Changer, you see it, man. Written by Coach John Loudon. It's in the trenches, man, where it need to be. Chapters, worksheets, everything you need right here from a pro. You know what I'm saying? See, think about it, right? Purpose discovery worksheets, man. And I don't want to give away too much, but you want to get better, this is the book you need to get. And the reason this is the book you need to get, because I've been through it. I really survived a lot of stuff most dudes would have folded from. You know what I'm saying? Saying other dudes ain't survived shit either. Like, everybody in their whole existence has survived something. So I ain't here to knock no man's story. That's some hater shit. But what I am going to tell you is it ain't a lot of stories like mine. There ain't a lot of people could been through, survive what I survived, and then come out looking this good, this smart, this wise, this handsome. You know what I mean? And just keep doing what they do. So tap in with me, concretegeniusmedia.com, we don't miss.org. I'm all over the place like space. But I'm happy to see y'all. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all happy to see me. People always be like, man, when the next pod, man, you always tell me it's coming tomorrow. I just be handling business. And of course, this is my business. But lately, I work in the schools. I didn't have to work in the schools per se financially, but just from in my heart, God put it on my heart just to work in the school, work in the trenches. I always work with the kids, hoopers and shit, you know what I'm saying? But to me, honestly, it's easy to work with hoopers. It's easy to work with football players, 5-star defensive linemen and shit. It's easy to work with track stars, 7-foot Africans and shit. That's cool. That's what you do. I ain't knocking that. They need somebody. The 5-star, the kid you can write about. But to me, I ain't never wanted that clout. That's why I always had a liking to kids who I grinded with and got it out the mud with. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way with kids who ain't athletes in the trenches. They get looked over, they get tossed around, they get made to be statistics because maybe they reading scores or they test scores ain't the greatest. But we as people, we don't know what they going through in life to even put them labels on them. But as a society, we throw those kids away. Poor kids, poor black kids specifically. We base them by their third grade reading numbers. And a lot of y'all don't know this. So I want to give y'all some game, man. This is why this podcast is different. Penitentiary projections, penitentiary beds, the outlook, the statistical crime outlook, the red line, when to strike for regentrification, but specifically beds built for the penitentiary are determined by the reading levels of third grade kids in poor communities, specifically black and brown kids, but specifically black kids. So it's studies and groups that back these private prisons that get them the numbers and the data that show that a large percentage of kids who don't read at their level by third grade will end up in prison. And then it just elevates. So if they don't read in their level by third grade, sixth grade, that percentage is much, much higher. And then by eighth grade, if you can't read and write, the chances of you being incarcerated at some point in your life is somewhere like 85, 87%. So it's very important that we get to the kids who can't dunk a basketball, who can't run a 4.40, who can't catch 19 touchdowns, or who ain't 6'4", 260. We got to get to the kid that's 5'8", whose mother's in a dysfunctional relationship, who struggle with learning, who maybe need a pair of glasses. We got to get to the kid that's 5'3", whose mother is working 2 jobs. And unfortunately, she doesn't have enough time to raise him and his sister properly because she got to work 2 jobs just to be poor. You know, we got to get to those kids. And a lot of people, a lot of black bourgeois people, they don't give a fuck about those kids. They just don't. We as a community as a whole, we write kids off unless we can take a photo out with them or we can use them to build our own selfish platform where we want to be. A lot of people write those kids off. And I'm not one of those people because I was one of those kids. Now, mind you, I was blessed to have a strong mother, brothers, sisters. So even though I was going through adverse circumstances, I wasn't going to be wrote off. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com flash shit, obviously. But I've been poor. You know, I felt anger. I felt frustration. You know, I felt unsafe. Like I felt like I was living in a place where either I had to kill somebody or somebody was going to kill me. And that's another thing we don't understand about, we don't really fully grasp when it comes to inner city black kids in dangerous communities. A lot of them had a feeling that like, man, I don't feel safe, so I might as well be prepared to kill. And that's very dangerous. And so they escape in the music. They escape in the thug aesthetic. They escape in survival mode, being angry because they scared. When you black and you poor and you live around murders and you live around violence and you live around crime and you live around poverty and you hear anger and you hear rage outside your door, you live in an apartment complex or you live in a neighborhood where there's violence on the regular, you're going to be scared. And then that fear is going to turn to anger. And that's why I'm able to reach such a amazing amount of kids because I come from that. I know that fear. That fear turned to rage in me. Now, I balance that rage with being a class clown. I balance that rage with cracking jokes. I balance that rage with being a pretty boy with the girls. You know what I'm saying? But that rage was still there and it was worse because I was trying to suppress it. So when we get people in these schools, let's not just hire the big dudes with the big fancy degrees, although it's good to be educated. But books can't teach you how to relate to people. Books can just teach you things you need to learn what somebody else thought that they knew. The only way to really relate to people is to A, come from the same circumstance of people, but more importantly, get to know people. That's always been my survival trick. I've always been fair. I've always gotten to know people. Like, I get to know you. That's why I can go to Vegas or I can go to LA, I can go to DC, Detroit, New York, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Atlanta. I'm going to get love everywhere. You throw me in the jungle in Atlanta and I'm going to have 50 soldiers from 50 different counties ready to ride with me because I know people. You know what I'm saying? That's a skill. So that's why my joy comes from God working with these kids. And also I've made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I've wronged people. It's people who've left this earth that I feel like didn't get to see me at my best. You know what I'm saying? Like they saw the potential of my best, but they ain't see it. Like my mother didn't physically in the physical form get to see me at my best. My father, you know, my sister Beverly. Now, what they probably saw at the time, my brother Carl, you know, my brother Jeff, all of them, they saw me what was at my best at the time because I was coming from so far back, but I still had so much more. And it took maturity and wisdom and adversity to get to that so much more. And that's why I'm the game changer. I don't care to compare to other people. I don't want to be on nobody's list. I'm not in competition with nobody. I don't have no ops. You know what I'm saying? I'm 51. Like ops is at this age is pretty much retarded. Excuse me. But I don't have enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like either you kick it with me or you don't. Like anger management is important. You know, when you can manage your anger, that's a skill set in the black community. I probably literally honestly couldn't manage my anger until I was 37, 38. You know what I mean? My kids was almost like double digits. Cause I come from a place of anger. You know, you grow up in, a situation like Gary, Indiana, where sometimes violence is all that's respected. Combined with intelligence, you're a dangerous person, but then you go somewhere, you face incarceration, you deal with incarceration. See the bear checking me out, shit. But you deal with incarceration in a penitentiary. Respect is mandatory, but violence is the final authority. Violence is the final say. So you can give respect and get respect, but if you get disrespected, you gotta have the potential for violence. And jail's a scary place. Like I don't think kids understand how dangerous and scary jail is. Not only that, like it's a place where if you ain't got the strongest of minds, you won't survive it. You know what I'm saying? So we as a people, as a community, and I'm talking to you, some of you ex-felons, you ex-convicts that's mentoring now, it's your job on a daily basis to make sure that these kids don't glorify criminality, jail, thug behavior. You can be cool as fuck without risking your freedom. Because what happens is when you risk your freedom, you still can't protect your grandma. You can't protect your mom. You can't protect your nieces, your sisters, none of that. So if you got to take a trip, make sure it's for protecting your loved ones or something like that. Even if, I always tell people, it's better to tolerate a little bit of disrespect on the street than have to be in a position where you can't tolerate no disrespect in prison. You see what I'm saying? Now you're in prison. Now it's kill or be killed, literally. Now it's, you fighting off all type of shit, like things I don't even want to get into from a descriptive standpoint, but you protecting your manhood at all times. You protecting your life at all times. You in jail. You with the scrunch of the earth. But if you earn your respect, it's the most respectful place on earth. That's why if you see a lot of dudes who've done time, they carry themselves with a certain statue. You can immediately see a dude that's did a bid and survived it because he's gonna be like, "Excuse me, brother, 1,000 pardons. How you doing? My fault, man. How you guys doing?" Ain't nobody trying to go back, man. When you see a dude with that late to the game, built up testosterone, oh, that's a dangerous ass nigga, bro. That loud, tough nigga at 36 trying to fight, he been feeling like a nerd his whole life. You want to avoid him. And then he don't even know what it's like to take that long walk. Like when I was coaching sports, I've had several confrontations with normal squares because they know I'm really the symbol of masculinity they'll never be able to achieve. I'm the symbol of survival they'll never be able to achieve. So I've had several squares blow up on me several times. And I had to forgive them. I almost lost my shit a couple of times, but the thing about when a square comes at you awkwardly, it's like he ain't gonna do nothing because nigga don't want to sit in the whole tank for 24 hours. His story is about probably somebody shooting outside of a college party or something. You a street nigga, your story is about really being a shooter or being a shotty, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's different. But you still gonna bring that misguided testosterone out of them because they confused. They want to feel like the man that you are. See, most of the time when you survive the streets, squares wish you wasn't even around. Because you make them feel inadequate. I've never been made to feel inadequate by another man. Never. Like, even as a teenager, even as 8th, 9th grade, 7th, 8th grade, there was a dude, he was fly. I'm like, damn, that nigga yoked or that nigga could fight. I seen him fight. I just be like, okay, that's gonna be me one day, or I'm gonna be flyer than that nigga. But he didn't make me because I was still a fly as 13, 14-year-old nigga in my spectrum. So he didn't make me feel inadequate. He either made me feel inspired or he made me feel cautionary, like, okay, I don't want to go out like him. But a square is gonna feel threatened because It's just like you put somebody in a Cadillac, right? You ever seen somebody in a Cadillac or a Benz, and you like that shit don't even fit him. He could be a businessman, or he could be a fake hustler. You be like, oh, man, he don't look right, that motherfucker. But then you can see somebody that's just natural. You know what I'm saying? That natural ability to be cool, that's what dudes chase. That natural alpha male, that's what dudes chase. That's why you hear a lot of dudes say, I don't like the word alpha male. Well, you've probably submitted yourself to alpha males to be around alpha males. So, of course, you don't like the term alpha male because you're a beta male. You're an alpha male, you standing on your square. You always telling the truth. You always manning up. You always keeping your word. You know what I'm saying? Like, you providing for yours. You're not tolerating no disrespect. You walking away from it. You making decisions in the face of fire that most people couldn't make. Most people don't have the heart to make. This is the Concrete Genius talking to you. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. This is game you will get nowhere else, I say, but specifically here. But the number one thing is when you see dudes with misguided testosterone, for one, they shouldn't be in charge of the youth who need it. Two, avoid them like the plague. And three, focus on the freedom that you have now. Focus on the growth that you have now. Focus on your family. Focus on your livelihood. Focus on equity. And I have more podcasts talking about buying property and things you can do to level up without a degree. Because that's the direction I'm going in. I'm going to start teaching dudes who maybe don't want to go to college or who do go to college, but who like still kind of independent, reserved. I'm going to start teaching y'all how to get money. And I'm not charging you. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, it's a lot of people charge you how to get money and they door dashing and shit. And they old niggas. You know what I'm saying? Or they charge you how to get money and they living with their parents in a motherfucking Hyundai or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. Niggas out here ain't even got cars and they giving advice on social media. So that's the shit I'm trying to kill. I'm trying to separate the real strong stand-up men, the hustlers, be it educated or non-educated, from the idiots, the misguided people that's leading us astray. That's it. Like Tupac say, man, you got real and you got fake. You can be real with a degree. You can be real with a bow tie. You can be real married to whoever you want to be married to. You can be real using ebonics. You can be real using proper English, using profanity or no profanity. Or you can be fake, looking like a thug, looking like a gangster, talking hard, being a killer. You can still be fake. Be a businessman. You can still be fake. So we have to stop thinking perceptions or outfits or whatever determine real and fake. The only thing determine real and fake is the spirit and the quality of the person, the character of the person. And let me guide you. Ride with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all tips on how to eat, how to drink, how to look young forever. Like I said, man, I was born in 1973. I'm 51 years old. And I'm not one of them dudes trying to have a flex saying I look young. It's cool. I know it. Like I always turn heads when I walked in the room. So I ain't got to flex at 51 because I look young. But I will flex because I'm staying young. I'm staying healthy. And it's tricks you can do. You don't have to look so young for your age where you walk around trying to flex thinking you look young. But you don't want to look older than motherfuckers younger than you either. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you gotta find that line and you gotta draw it. You gotta dive in the sand, pimp. Man, try to take a look, man. My homeboy, he created a game. Entrepreneur, my guy Dwayne Grant, man. Card game. So you say you from Gary. So you say you from that. So you say games.com. These are very good games if you're drinking, you partying. Got a Gary edition. You got an Indianapolis edition. You got other cities coming out. I'm just proud of him. You know what I mean? Very brilliant brother. So go to soyousaygames.com and check out my homeboy, man. He really popping it. And I'm proud of him and I want to see him win. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, by the way. The Game Changer. Available on Amazon.com, man. It's saving lives. You know, I love my kids, man. I love the way they think. I love the way they feel. They've been buying my book, man. They can have the fame. I just want the trenches, bro. God put a lot on my heart, man. You know, I owe it to the potential I didn't maximize, being too fast and too grown for my age, too violent. I owe that to the generations behind me. That's why I never had to flex on niggas. Because if you a square, I'm already flexing on you, nigga. NBA playoffs, man. Of course, I'm a huge Bron fan. Lakers down 2, they blew a 20-point lead. It's very frustrating. I'm hoping they can win tonight, one game at a time. I'd be a lot more comfortable as 1-1. I'm sick of the Nuggets. I acknowledge their greatness. I'm just sick of them. It's like, you know, you go from you win one in the bubble, then you deal with the Warriors, and you like, okay, it's supposed to be the Lakers' time. It's like, fuck, here come the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers. But you can't disrespect Jokic. You can't disrespect Murray, KCP, Aaron Gordon. They just hooping. I'm hoping the Lakers can pull one out. Get a ball to AD. Get a ball to AD and get a ball to AD some more. You know, we may need a 50, 45-point game for AD, and that's cool. We may need multiple of them to get back to 2-2. But that's the goal. No matter what happens with this series, I'm done debating Bron Jordan. I'm done debating Bron's legacy. I don't have time for that shit. Dude's been debating that shit since forever. Motherfuckers is 60. They ain't had their prostate checked. Don't take their sugar. Don't take their medicine. Niggas don't exercise, can't do 8 push-ups, but they want to get on the fucking internet and talk Bron Jordan all day. I don't have time for it. What Bron's doing for his son is amazing. You niggas is out here doing scandalous shit for your son to play on a second-rate AAU team. You know what I'm saying? You niggas is doing backstabbing shit so your son could start in the tournament in Waterloo, Iowa. So what the fuck do you have to say about what LeBron's doing for Bronny, you damn hypocrites? See, we the only race of people that blame our failures on each other on the next one. You a black person to see a black man in a nice car and be like, man, who that nigga think he is? Like him driving that nice car is affecting you from driving that shit you drive. I mean, we all got the same 24 hours in a day, partner. Don't get mad at a man because he didn't did more with less. Or he didn't did more because you don't even know his story, but you hate him. And that's how I feel like y'all feel about Bron. Like every time Bron get brought up, we gotta be, man, you. And then this is my question. I don't want to get on no tangent, but this is my thing, right? Somebody gotta answer me this. You can say you like any player in the NBA, Steph, KD, Ant-Man, Embiid, Tatum, anybody, Luka. Yeah, he nice. Why is LeBron the only player that somebody say you dick ride? That's very weird, man. It almost make me feel like some of you LeBron haters got homoerotic thoughts. Cause you can say, oh man, I'm a Jordan fan. Nobody ever say you was a dick rider for liking Jordan. I like Dominique Wilkins, nigga. I was running around screaming Dale Ellis my whole life, man. I'm Dale Ellis, nigga. Alex English, Fat Lever. I don't ever remember saying, nigga, you dick riding Alex English. Oh, that nigga loves some Alex English, nigga. That's his guy. I like the dream. Nobody ever said, oh man, you dick riding Akeem Olajuwon. But all of a sudden, this 18-year-old get to the league, marry a black woman, stay out of trouble, switch a couple of teams, and y'all hate this nigga like he public enemy number one. You need therapy. And I'm a Jordan fan. But you need therapy. And he should do it for his son. You niggas do it for your frat brothers and some lopsided head broad with a bad weave and bad eyelashes who you fucking. You making her son a starting quarterback, but LeBron can't get his natural son to the NBA? You niggas is retarded. You niggas is worse than retarded. We the only race of people that criticize each other for helping each other. But now when somebody want to help you, then it's all good. KD, I don't have no KD heat, man. KD's one of my favorite players, generational player. I just think that group is getting old. Bron, KD, Curry, they getting old. I hope we cherished them when we could. Late 2000s, all of this last decade, 2010. We watched a lot of greatness. We spent a lot of time not enjoying the greatness, arguing about who was better, arguing about what move was weak, what wasn't weak. At the end of the day, these are all men making decisions. Whether you feel a decision was right or wrong, it's still a man making a decision for his family. KD didn't put a lot of food in dudes' mouths. I love what he's doing with the boardroom. I just love how chill he is, and I love the fact he just come out and hoop, man. He's never changed. His demeanor is just straight player. So I just want to thank him for allowing me to watch great basketball. I put him in the same vein I put LeBron in, just blessed to be able to see generational basketball. And that's all it is. None more, none less. You got the young guns coming. Anthony Edwards, just a pure Atlanta nigga with a mean game, just attitude, game, intelligence, athleticism, skill, determination. Lets you know the league in good hands. Jason Tatum, St. Louis finest, just skill, gifted, rebound, whatever got to do the team to win. Then you got to think he's only 26. He's already been to the finals and lost. He's had heartbreaking losses in the conference finals. I can really see a stretch where Tatum win like 4 championships in like 7 years. And I'm not just saying that because I got on green, but I think Boston fans, y'all should be very appreciative for what's coming. Jordan won his first championship till he's 27? So we got to give Tatum grace. I don't know how old LeBron was, but he wasn't that young. He had spent some years in Cleveland, so we got to give Tatum grace, but I think this is the year they win it all. Clippers, another cast of great players that I've admired watching over the years. PG, Harden, Kawhi, Russ, just determination, grit. I just don't know, man. Luka and Kyrie is just an amazing combo. Jason Kidd, such an underrated coach. Brilliant mind on the sidelines. That's going to be a tough one. Pacers, Bucks. Definitely ride with the Pacers. Y'all have turned me into an avid Tyrese Halliburton fan by being such haters. All he does is hoop, gets his assists, plays his game. His game may not be aesthetically pleasing to you, but he's in the league. He's a good kid, taking care of his family. All y'all do is hate on him. You know, you niggas that love Drake and hate Tyrese Halliburton. I know that's kind of off topic, but y'all got to pick and choose your battles, man. Either y'all hate the light skins or y'all like them. I'm kind of the opposite. I'm not a Drake fan, but I love Tyrese Halliburton. I think he's going to be all right. I wish him the best. I did. I was wrong on the Siakam trade. Siakam trade was a brilliant trade. He's got a lot left in the tank. Now, I'd be a little scared sometimes when Africans because, you know, the Luau Ding shit, them niggas be 47, but Siakam feel like he got like at least 4-5 more years in him. And I think the Bucks is just that, you know, when you transfer to a new school or your first day of middle school, that loud ass 8th grade nigga that's loud, that play a lot, but every time once you hit him, like y'all might be in gym class together and you hit him and then you realize he can't really fight. That's what I think about the Bucks. Like if you go for the Wolf game, the Boo game, they gonna beat you. If you swing back and you know how to use your hands, you start boxing them niggas in the mouth, they gonna fold. They just are. Especially since they lost Drew Holiday. I don't know. I don't think Dame and Giannis is. I don't think Dame and Giannis is a good matchup. I don't think Dame and Giannis is the greatest of matchups. You know what I'm saying? But greatest of combinations of players. I just don't think they'll get there. I don't think they'll get there. But who knows? I just think the Pacers win this. New York is strong. Very impressive with the rebounding. Very impressive with Halliburton. I think the Pacers are strong. Very strong. I don't know if they could beat New York. I had made a tweet saying that they could sneak through the conference finals, but that was contingent on at least still contingent on Knicks, Philly going 7. I thought Philly could beat the Knicks. I'd be a little more stronger on that point if the refs hadn't took the game from Philly game 1, but I still think that the Pacers can sneak at least to the second round, which is good. It's the Pacers. You know, I'm very big on supporting Indiana and what they do. I know I travel a lot. You see me in 5-star hotels and shit a lot. Miami and Vegas and all that, and Atlanta and stuff, but I support the Pacers. I see the Pacers winning that Bucks in 6. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, I see them getting in at 6. Just got to be patient with it. It's like God patient with me. You know, I never fret, man. I never sweat because I'm just a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you let somebody else control your hand, you're going to lose because they're going to decide when to cut your water off. So it's better to just have a little drip, little small stream of water that's yours, that you guaranteed to know is yours, than have a whole fucking gallon of water and somebody else control it. Straight up. I own what I kill. I kill what I own. And I'd rather stand on my feet, live on my feet, and be on my knees. And sometimes your pride gets you in the way. You know, it's been times in life where it was easier. I see dudes have a way easier route than me because they submitted to something. You know what I'm saying? They humbled themselves. They lied. They live in a culture of liars. They liars. My biggest regret is forgiving liars. If I could give you one piece of advice, it's the first time somebody lied to you, say some snake shit, this borderline hateration, cut them off forever. Stop forgiving evil people because they using you. Motherfucker come to you, say, put me on. The majority of time, they on some bullshit. Now, sometimes people can say put me on with good intentions, but the majority of time somebody says put me on, they're usually just trying to get to a situation where they could just cross you and get to the next person they think can elevate their situation again. And that's the problem with being intelligent is that, especially you a big black guy like me, I'm 6'5", 295, 280, 85. If I don't eat no bread for a week. But people always assumed they was smarter than me. They couldn't think, because I know what it is. Like, I've had friends who tell me what the perception is. Like, man, this nigga already handsome. He fight. He get tough. He a little crazy when he get mad, and he can hustle. He can't be smarter than niggas. Man, I was literally one of the smartest kids in Gary, Indiana. Like, I had scholarships to go to school because I was so smart. Like, schools in Massachusetts and boarding schools and shit. Like, I was a genius. So I just had rage and anger problems and temper problems and hustling problems and issues, but my intelligence has never been questioned. So even if I let you think you playing me, I know eventually that time is gonna come where that buzzer sound and I gotta exterminate you. And just now, instead of exterminating you with mob type gangster shit that I was on as a teenager, now I just exterminate you out of my life and take care of my family, because my home is a paradise. My life is a paradise. You know, I went from selling dinos of weed in high school to now I can get on a jet. I can fly anywhere I want in the world in a matter of seconds off my credit card. I could stay at any hotel in the world for a week off my credit card. I can go in any store in the world and buy something off my credit card. Like, I don't have time to worry about who like me or who's okay. Like, that's gay. I ain't into liking dudes no way. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell you, pricks, my plan for the future. I never make the news again. My man will shoot you. Like, that's real life shit. You know what I mean? Um, I never been big on lists. You know, a lot of people in the city make lists, the best podcast, the best media, the most influential. If we really being honest, I'm probably, if I ain't the most influential, I'm top 2 or 3. Cause even the niggas that y'all got on y'all list get their ideas from me. And I'm not going down that road. But what I'm saying is I never care to be on them type of lists. Cause I'm never competing with local niggas. I love the turf. I love the trenches. I rock with the trenches. But like, to look at me niggas, local, look at me niggas, I'm not competing with you. I'm an international look at me nigga. Like, I like to walk through the wind and the motherfucker be like, who the fuck is that? That's what I like. Like, I like to be at the Fountain Blue or something in Miami. Who the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Or be on an elevator and a motherfucker get to speaking Italy, Italian. What is it view? What the fuck is you saying? I love your glasses. I love your shoes. She said she loved. I'm an international, so I don't compete with local niggas because it's just not competition to me. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm just saying that to be me. Like, I don't compete with niggas from nowhere. I don't see niggas as my competition. I don't want to be on a list with a nigga that can't do what I do. That's just me. So when I walk in a room, I know how I feel, and I know any nigga you put me on a list with ain't walking in that room feeling like that, unless you put me on a list with like P from QC or something like that. Like, I don't want to be compared to no nigga. I never wanted to be hood famous. Even in my own hood, I move around. I never cared. Like, I can go anywhere and make it work. So, and I think the lists are good for engagement, but I'm just not an engagement nigga. Like, I don't post nothing for engagement. I don't participate in things for engagement. And that's probably why, I mean, my shit is popping, but I could probably be popping more if I did a lot of things I didn't want to do. I just don't have to. Like, I don't feel I have to. Um, I respect a lot of hustlers around, especially a lot of the DJs, promoters, a few of the hoop niggas, a lot of the hoop parents. The majority are damn near all the hoop parents. I respect them. Even the ones that don't fuck with me or don't think I fuck with them, I respect them. Because if you could take your time every day for years and years and years and take your kids to practices and games and try and get to these colleges and jump around organizations in high school and go to these games every day, you're not doing that for clout. You're doing that for your kids' future. So I respect you. I'm not your enemy. You're not mine. Even though we get into this pissing contest sometimes on social media about this and that, who done did the most. At the end of the day, that's nothing. If you fuck with me, I love you. If you imitate me, God bless you. If you hate me, nigga, be safe. You know what I mean? But ain't no biggie. But why do they hate you? A lot of times people hate you because you've survived things they couldn't even imagine. They see it in your face. They see your story in your face. Like it's written out, it's in your eyes. And I'm one, my eyes tell everything. That's why like I can't even be mad in peace. Cause my kids and my wife gonna be like, what's wrong with you? If I'm happy, if I'm mad, if I'm sad, if I'm funny, if I'm anxious, if I'm playful, whatever I'm feeling, my eyes tell it all. You know what I mean? That's why I used to never wear shades, but I started wearing shades because like people always in my eyes. And my eyes tell all the emotion. But a lot of times the level of masculinity, masculinity that you give off, a lot of people hate it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people had to, do different things to get their confidence up, get their toughness up to where it needed to be. But you didn't. You learned on the, hard concrete. You learned your game from uncles and cousins and nephews. I didn't need influence from niggas my age on the game. I come from it, you know what I'm saying? Coming out my daddy, that's the game. And my uncle, that's the game. You know what I'm saying? Making mistakes and learning from them, that's the game. So that's why I got so many dudes I mentor who now grown man, they mentor other people. Cause I've never been selfish with the game, with my knowledge. If I had an organization and the organization had money and you needed a trip, I got coaches, I throw them and their kid in the van with me. My guy, Dad, him and his daughter be in the van. You know what I'm saying? We go out of town, Rodney, hey, you get in a hotel too. You know what I'm saying? All my coaches, all my people, I blessed them. And for the most part, they all stay loyal. I had one coach I was coaching against. He tried to run a score up on me. I ain't gonna say his name, but I talked to him. We good. This rap beef shit, man, I don't care nothing about it, but I'm pro Kendrick Lamar. I wish it was just stay Kendrick Lamar and Drake, maybe Future, just them couple. Everybody getting involved. I know Rick Ross got his reasons for getting involved, but I don't know, man. Just keep it on wax. Controversy sells in the black community, and now the black community is homogenized and pimped out and exploited and plagiarized and used. And a copy of my book, The Game Changer, Amazon.com. You could tap in with me when I'm floating around the city in the Batmobile and get you one. But I just think blackness is just, it's like what they call that stuff, cobalt. It's like uranium. Real blackness is uranium. Everybody want a piece of it. Everybody need it. It dictates the culture, but once you get it, it's taken away. And only thing I can say about a lot of these beefs is a lot of these niggas is just beefing over women. Racially ambiguous women. Don't look nothing like their mama. You threaten niggas over women. You ain't got no baby by the woman. Life goes on. Because the kids watching y'all no matter what. And I've done some wild shit on videos, DVDs. So I'm not here to preach. I'm here to speak from experience. It's not really worth it, Learn to let go. Especially now in the meme era and the Instagram era. And then our culture ain't safe no more. It's just like a free-for-all. It's like a unlocked bando. Everybody in there. Everybody, you go in there on Tuesday. Like, damn, nigga, we was just trapping out of here yesterday. Well, we here first. That's what black culture has become. Like everybody's plagiarizing. Everybody's looting it. So the shit just ain't as fun to me no more. Before I go, man, I want to discuss Anthony Richardson, the Colts quarterback. This was a discussion I had with some intelligent people I respect their opinions, and even a couple of dudes in fraternities whose opinions I respect, friends of mine. And I want to preface this by saying that I respect any man. I don't have no beef with brothers in fraternities, sisters in sororities, nobody in the D9. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. God bless. I got family members, loved ones in frats, sororities, trusted friends, business partners, millionaire mentors in sororities. I've talked to a few people about it. For me personally, Anthony Richardson, you're the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. You're one of the few black quarterbacks that we have. Firstly, a black quarterback in Indianapolis. You had a few injuries, didn't finish the year. I don't know if I want my quarterback joining a fraternity out of college. And that's no knock to no particular fraternity. It could have been anyone. But does that mean he lacks confidence? What is that saying about his mental state? That he's trying to join a brotherhood that ain't got nothing to do with football. Is he focused on the rest of his life? Is he focused on making relationships? Bro, you're the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. I can see if you did it in college, whatever. Again, this is no knock on anybody in a fraternity, anybody in any type of organization. But this particular person, I just think you're the quarterback of the Colts. You're a leader already. You should be a leader already. Your focus should be on football, your family. You standing on in a high school gym with 9 other dudes. How many other dudes? You know, holding a candy cane to make yourself feel better. Me personally, as somebody who's always been like a hustling type ass, very intelligent, self-sufficient, macho ass dude. I know that's what it takes to be a quarterback. Did I play quarterback? Now? But I've been around some. I've partied with a few. I've had conversations with many, several black ones. And I'm not knocking the young man. I wish him the best. But coming off a shoulder injury where you hadn't played in a city where you already scrutinized probably as an African-American quarterback anyway. This is Indianapolis, Indiana. And they've made progress, but it's still Indianapolis, Indiana. I just don't think the first image people should see a couple of days of the draft is you pledging. I just hope it's not a bad sign. Now, if I'm wrong and he wins 3 Super Bowls, come back and watch this shit and be like, yeah, nigga, you was dead ass wrong. You owe him an apology. I'll give him one. But if mental toughness becomes a question, I'm gonna look back at this podcast and I'm gonna say, I told you. I just got a bad feeling from it. It's almost like a need of acceptance. You're the quarterback of one of 30, 32, however many it is, teams, NFL franchises. And before I spoke on this topic, I spoke to several guys, probably 8 guys. And probably out of those 8, at least 3 of them was frat members. I got a couple other dudes I'm going to talk to and get their opinion, who I respect. But even a couple of them said, well, it's a good look for the organization. That's not speaking about him, though. You see what I'm saying? Of course it's a good look for the organization. You got the number 1 draft pick standing there submitting himself to something, you know. But for him, I just hope it don't show a weakness in his mindset as a professional quarterback at this stage of his life in his career. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I pray I'm, and I hope I am with this. But man, I just hope it don't make me question his mental toughness. And it did. And I want to clarify that any brother or sister claiming to pledge in a flat fraternity in college or even post grad, whatever you do, I don't have nothing negative to say about you. I know a lot of organizations that are very active in the community, positive in the community, positive for change. But I've also had my share of corny ass frat niggas. Like, we got to be honest. You know, niggas with low self esteem, whose whole self esteem was built off that frat. So it's 50-50. Like, I got a nephew who I would give my life for. He's in a frat. I mean, all his frat brothers are millionaires, including him. Brilliant minds, brilliant people, all hustlers. I see the vision. But if the vision ain't money or elevation, if the vision just acceptance, I don't see it. And man, you a millionaire. You've been hurt all year. You stayed in a high school gym with some niggas who sell insurance and shit, teach math, and you want understanding and blessings from them, acceptance from them. I just don't know if I want that out of my quarterback. I pray I'm wrong, but it ain't a good sign. And I got to be honest. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. We are the best of the best. The realest of the real. Find me on all platforms: YouTube, Concrete Genius Pod, Instagram, Concrete Genius Pod, Facebook, Concrete Genius Media, Twitter, Concrete Genius 6, Sauce McKenzie, SAUCE_McKenzie, MACKENZIE. Probably got one of the most popping Twitters out here. Like 1,500 followers. They all influential though. It ain't how many people follow you, it's who you follow you. Who follow you. With that being said, I'm Ghost. I love y'all. Keep your head up. Play this back over and over. Play it for your friends, your little brothers, your cousins, your nephews. Any of my students watching this, keep your head up, be safe. Think not just for tomorrow or tonight, but for next week and the day after and the day after. Because if you think like that, you'll be strategic. And I love you, man. Peace. We out. Hey, and look, I hear the rumors, man. You can see the old pictures. These are not veneers, man. Stop slandering the player. Anybody know me? I got the same smile, the same teeth since 6th grade. And I've been in a lot of fights and brawls. Ain't nobody got nan. So I know veneers is a thing. Everybody getting their taxes and their PPP money or their LGBTQ money. But nah, this is all natural. This is genetics. You know what I mean? It's another reason why they hate. But nah, don't get it confused, man. We out, man. I was gonna say some shit. Hey, listen. Another thing, man. Never argue with nobody on social media, man. Never argue with women, especially. But don't even argue with niggas. You know, arguing with a nigga, getting it, debating with a nigga on social media, same nigga hit my inbox like, put me on. Debating with that nigga in real life, re-energized my focus for the rest of my life. Cause I was hot. I was calling up the Somalians and my young niggas, ready to offer up PS6s, PlayStation 5s. What's that, 5? Hey, who is this nigga? They called me back and say, man, this nigga door dashing, man. Nigga ain't This nigga dropping off burritos and shit, man. Talk crazy to me, man. And that changed me. That made me focus because it made me realize like what I put out is all me. I ain't gotta respond to none of that frivolousness if it ain't on a higher plane, celestial and intellectual plane like me. Cause Facebook will kind of confuse you because it puts players in the same room with niggas who living with their mama or niggas who hopping from chick crib to chick crib and never had a lease or a deed in their name. And that's what you gotta avoid. You gotta be as fly on there as you are when it, cause when they see you, oh, they gonna drop your head. When you pull up next to that nigga and that nigga hopping out that motherfucking Alante or whatever that shit is, and you hopping out that motherfucking Lamb or something, he gonna drop his head because he know. You know what I mean? So you gotta have that same kind of intellectual flavor on the net, whatever internet it is. Like, don't get caught up in this shit, man. You got lovely house, lovely lady. You look good, you fly, you go out of town, you make money. Let these niggas think what they think, man. You drink what you drink, and you stay on them 5 stars, man. Fontainebleau. Still waiting to see y'all in Vegas, man. Some of y'all told me I was gonna see y'all out there. I ain't seen you yet. Say you be staying in them 5-star VL hotels. I ain't seen you yet. I check in every couple of weeks. I ain't seen you. Nonetheless, I believe you, pimp. God bless.